Okay, let's start the programming. I will create a new file 3.html, and then I will go inside the 3.html and I'll create the script tag, and inside the script tag I will write another program today, program 3. I have hundreds of this program in JavaScript. We will do one by one daily, and we will master the JavaScript using this program. So the program here is like this. We have some numbers. For example, we have numbers in array. For example, the number is 3, 5, 6, 8, 10. We have like this. Numbers are there. We need to find the average of these numbers. So do you know what is meaning of average?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So average means, I'll repeat even if you know, we have to add all the numbers and we have to divide by the total numbers. So if I add all the numbers and divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have to divide by 5. So this is the program we have to write. So first we have to take these numbers, then we have to add all the numbers, and then we have to divide by the total numbers. Let's say if there are 3 numbers, we will divide by 3. If there are 5 numbers, we will divide by 5. If there are 10 numbers, we will divide by 10. So let's start the program. I will put the steps here. So first step is input. Mostly, always the first step is input. We have to take some data, that is called input. If you have done proofs in the geometry in 8th or 9th grade, so we generally take data first, data that is input, what you are providing it. So we have to take the input. Input will be in the array format. So we will create a variable with array format and we will put some numbers. This is the input. Second step, we will loop through the array. Loop, we have done for loop. So we will loop through the array, that is using for loop, and we will take each number and okay, what happened? Why I am able to see 2 Kate? Okay,
1K.
1 Kate, but here 2 times you applied for it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to loop through array, and when we loop, we will take each number and we will add it to the sum total. So let's say total will be equal to, the total will be equal to, we have to, let's give you the basic. I'll give you the basic. So I will be taking each number and putting in some another variable called as total. And each time when I add this number, I will increase the total with the number which I am adding it. It will be clear in some time. Let me write down, and when I will write the program, I will show you what it means. So that means we have to loop through each one and we have to add this total, add this number to the total. So initially, for example, my total is 0. So first time I will run the loop and put the 3 number in the total. So total will be what? Total will be
3.
Right. Total plus this number, that is 3. So it will be 3. So initially total is 0. So 0 plus 3, the total will become 3. Second time when I run the loop, I will again say total equal to total plus 5. So what will be the new value of total?
8.
8. Then again when the loop will run, I will say total equal to total plus 6. What will be the new value of total?
14.
14. So like this, I will loop through each number and put it in the total. So initially the total will be 0, and after each loop, the total will add the number to itself. This is called, we are adding the total for each number. Okay. After we get the total, after we are done with the looping, we will get the total of all these numbers. And when we get total of all these numbers, we will calculate the average by formula. What is the formula for average? Formula is total divided by n. So let's say if the numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So whatever total is coming after adding all the numbers, it will be 8. Then total is equal to total plus 10. And whatever total is coming here, I will divide by n, and I will put it in the average is equal to total upon n. And fourth step will be print the value of average. So whatever value we get in this average, we will display that value. So let's do in the JavaScript and you will be better understand it. So first step is to create the array of these numbers. So I will create a function and I will pass these numbers as an array. So here will be function, maybe I can say average, and here I will pass numbers. These numbers will be in the array format, and I'll start with the curly bracket and end with the curly bracket. Now I will call this function from the outside. So first we have to create the array of these numbers. First we have to create the array of these numbers. So how to create the array of numbers? I will say var numbers or var num. I will give short form num is equal to. So to create the array, how will I create the array? What is the syntax to create the array? Do you remember?
Is it the bracket?
Yes.
And then
Bracket.
each number?
Yeah, bracket, and we will put each number inside like this: 3, 5, 6, 1, 2. For example, I'm putting different numbers than this one. So I just put few numbers, and then I will pass this number, or I will pass this array to this function. So I will say average, and I will pass this number array to this function. And now this array will go inside the average as numbers. So when I do console.log of numbers, what will you see? When I pass console.log of numbers, what will come?
3, 5, 6, 1, 2.
Right, it will come 3, 5, 6, 1, 2. So I created an array. I pass this array to the average function, and when I pass this as, don't worry about this name and this name. This name may be different, but when I pass this num inside this average, it will go inside this function with the numbers. So when I console.log, it will be nothing but this. So to make it simple, I not use the function now. I'm not using the function now. Let's try to use simple way without using the function. I will create an array called as numbers is equal to, let's say 3, 2, 1, 4, 5. These are the numbers. I put it in the array. Now, how to know what are the total number of numbers are there? What is the JavaScript syntax to know the total number of elements in this array?
Count.
So I guess
Oh.
count is not there. What is that? Another word is there. So if I want to know, let's say if I'm putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it should give me 5 numbers. Let's say if I'm removing these 2, so that should give me 3 numbers. So what is that? What should I use?
Numbers?
Numbers is an array. So how will I know the total number of elements?
Length.
Length. length. So we have to say numbers dot length. So what will be length size will do? Size will give the total number of elements in this array. If I do console.log of numbers, I will say 3 to 1. And here if I do console.log of size, I will get 3. Let's check this now and then we'll move further. So let's go and do the console.log. So you will see array is 3 numbers and size is 3. So tomorrow if I add more 4 and 5, then you will see there are total 5 elements and size is going 5. So length is the keyword to know the elements in the array. So now we know how many elements are there. Total there are 5 elements. Now we will run the loop. We will run the loop. So how to run the loop? I have to start with the for loop, and here I will have to put the initial value. I will say I equal to 0, and I have to run 5 times. So that means I will say I equal to what? Or I less than equal to less than what?
Length of
5.
array.
Yes,
Oh,
5.
5. But 5 is a dynamic. So what will be the variable I have to use?
Size.
Size. So it should be less than the size. So tomorrow if there are 5 elements, it should be less than 5. I should be less than 5. And third parameter is I plus plus. That means every time I will increase the I value to 1. So initially I will be 0. That means I will be getting value 3. Second time I will increase to 1 and I will get the value of 2. Third time I will increase the value of 3. So I increase the value of 2. So I will get the value of I 1. Okay, let's do one by one. See, let me go one by one. So if I is 0, first time I will be 0. When I will be the 0, what will be the syntax to get the 3? What will be the syntax to get the 3?
I equals 1.
No, I equal to 0. Okay, let's forget about the loop now. Let's say I want to get this number 3. So how will I console.log of 3? I have to do console.log to get this number.
Zero.
Numbers 0.
Numbers 0. If I say number 0, that means I'm getting this value. Let's say if I want to get the second value, this one. So what will I print?
Numbers 1.
Numbers 1. So that means each time I will print, here I will print 0, number 0. If I want to get this, I will say numbers 1. If I want to get this, I will say numbers 2. If I want to get this, I will say numbers 3. If I want to get this, I will say numbers 4. So here we are looping. So initially the I is 0. So what will be the, to get this number 3, what I have to print? I have to say numbers I. What I have to say? Numbers I. Now I have to take this number and put it in the total. So here I will say total is equal to total plus numbers. And we have to define this total here as a var total is equal to 0. Initially we are defining total equal to 0, and every time the loop runs, we will taking this total value, that is a 0, and adding the number which is the 3 and put it in the total. So first time when the loop will run, this is called the loop. When the first time the loop will run, total will be 0 and this numbers will be what? First time 3.
3.
So 3 plus 0 will be, total value will be 3. Right? First time the value will be 3. Second time when loop will run, because this is a loop, it will run how many times? 5 times. So second time when loop will run, what is the value of this total?
5.
3.
No, this total will be 3, because this total will be 3 and this numbers will be 2. So this total will become 5. So let's do manually. If I is equal to 0, then total is equal to this total, that is it will be 0 plus we are taking this 3. So what will be the initially value? Here this total will be 0 and we are adding plus 3. So what will be the total value? Total will be equal to 3. This is when I is equal to 0. Now when I will become 1, what will be this total?
5.
I haven't added the 2 yet. What will be this value?
3.
Plus 3.
3 plus 2. So this will become 5. This will become 5. Now when I will become 2, total equal to total plus 1. So what will be this value here?
5.
It will be 5. And I am adding 1. So what will be this value?
6.
And I will become 3. I will say total is equal to total plus. I will take this 4. This 4. And at this point, what will be this total?
5. Oh, excuse me, 6.
Total will be 6. And this is 4 plus. So what will be this total?
10.
10. Let's go ahead. I is equal to 4. Total is equal to total plus what is the value of next element? 5.
5.
So what will be this value of total?
10.
10.
10, because it will come from here. And if I add 5, what will be this value of total?
15.
15.
15. So ultimately, when I will reach 4, the total will become 15. So what I am doing every time, if we see every time what I am doing, I am putting total is equal to total plus 3. 3 is nothing but numbers of 0. So 3 is nothing but numbers of 0. Because if I write numbers of 0, I will be getting 3 values. And if I go to I equal to 1, this 2 is nothing but numbers of 1. When I reach here, this is nothing but numbers of 2. Because at second position, we have 1 value. If I reach here, this 4 is nothing but numbers of 3. When I reach here, this is nothing but numbers of 4. So this I am doing manually. I am doing this manually. I am looping manually 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, instead of putting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, I will put in the for loop, I will say total is equal to total plus numbers of I, because this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is nothing but this I. So instead of putting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, I will put just I. So when it runs 5 times, the final value of total will be nothing but 15. So if I do console.log, total is total. So I will get how much? 15. Now here I will check every time what is the total value. I will check before calculating the final total. So I will say console.log previous total is equal to total, and I will put and number is, I'll put numbers of I. So you will see every time what I am printing. And here I will say console.log next total is total. So here it will be the previous total. So initially it will be 0, and every time it will increase like this. And after I am adding the number, that is after I am adding this number, I will display the next total. So just let me comment this part, because we don't want to, this is a manual procedure which I showed you. This is not a part of programming. This is the manual. So let's put it in the comments. This is called comments. This will not run. Now if I run, first time, what will be the value of this when it will run? I is 0. What will be the value of this?
0.
0,
0. What will be the value of this?
1, 3,
3.
3,
3. Second time, what will be the value of this?
3.
What will be the value of this?
2,
2,
5.
3, 5. So if I run it, let's see the console.log. So first time, previous total is 0 and number is 3, so next total will become 3. Second time when it will run, previous total is 3, which is coming from here, and the new number is 2, and the next total will become 3 plus 2, 5. Third time, previous total is this one, 5 taking here, and number is 1, so it will be 6. Fourth time, previous total is 6, which comes from here, and number is 4, both will add and become 10. Last time when it will run, previous total is 10, and new number is 5, both will add, it will become 15. So final total is 15. Let's comment out these two sections because we don't need to show. This is only for our learning purpose, what is happening. We will console this also, we don't need it. We will comment out. We will comment out everything. So if I run now, it will give me the final value of the total, that is 15. And now I have to take the average. So to take the average, I will create a variable called as average is equal to total divided by number of elements. So what are the number of elements? Size.
Size.
So size. So it will be total divided by size. And then what it will do? It will do 15 divided by size. Size, what is the size? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will be 15 divided by 5. The average will become 3.
3.
I will say console.log average of numbers is average. So now it will print this one and it will print this one. Let's uncomment this also so that we can see the size. Let's uncomment this also so we can see the number. Now if I run it, it will say 5 numbers are there, size is 5, total is 15, average is 3. Let's change this number to some bigger number. I will say 12, 25, 38. Only 3 numbers I am putting. If I am refreshing, I have 3 numbers, size is 3, total is 75, average of the numbers is 25. So it's divided by 75 by 3. Let's add one more number, for example 43. It's saying total is 4 numbers, total is 118, and average of numbers is 29.5. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yes.
So if you have any doubt, just ask me, or later on when you do this program, just ask me, because if you clear the doubts now, then these are the simple problems which I am doing. Later on, very difficult problems will come, and you should know this simple problem to do the difficult problems. So I'm doing very simple problems, just average, total. So what we did, we took the number. I will just briefly say what we did. We took the numbers. We calculate the total number of elements in the array by using this numbers.length. Then we started total with 0 because we need to add each number. So initially we started with the 0, and each time when we go through the loop, we add the total with the number which is specified in the array. So first time it will add to total. Second time these two will be added to the total. Third time these 3 will be added to the total. Fourth time this 4 will be added to the total. So total will be addition of all these 4 numbers. And to calculate the average, we use total divided by size, and we got the average. So we have used the for loop in this case, so that since it is an array, it can be 100 elements, so we have to use the for loop. Whenever you see repetition of the elements, we have to use the for loop. So if it is one number only, then we can use the number directly without using the for loop. But here, since we have more than one number, we have to use the for loop to go through each of the numbers. Let's say there are 100 numbers, 1000 numbers, so we cannot go manually. So we have to use the for loop to go to all the numbers. So you have to see the problem. If it says number is equal to 3. Whether you will use looping or no. If it's saying only number 3, it is not
No.
more than one number. So
No.
you will not use looping. But if it is more than one number, like here, we have 4 numbers, or even if we have 2 numbers, since it is more than one number, we will use looping. Now, many times in interview, they will ask, what is the complexity of this problem? So you have to see, if you are running the loop, how many times this loop is running. So if I say console dot log I is I, I'm running this I. So whenever you get the problem in the interview, what is the complexity of this problem? So you have to just calculate how many times you are going through in the for loop. So if I refresh this page, so I is coming one time, I is coming 2 times. How many times I is coming?
2.
2.
2 times. 2 times it is coming. And so it's coming 2 times, which is equal to the size. You are seeing it
Yeah.
is equal to the size. If I, instead of size, I say n number. So n is 2. That means we have the input of 2. So when we have n of 2 and we are running 2 times the loop, 1, 2, that means the complexity of this problem will become, we have to say O, and in the bracket you have to say 2 or ON. So whenever examiner asks you what is the complexity of this problem, you don't have to consider this part or this part or this part. Just consider how many times the loop comes. If it is same as n, that is n equal to 2, that means the complexity is n. I will give you one more example. You tell me what is the complexity now. If I do another for loop, inside the first for loop, a plus plus, so now if I run j is j. Now we are running, let's see how many times we are running. So we are running first I one time and I one time. So inside it we are running j 2 times and we are running j 2 times. That means we are running n times first outside loop and then we are running n times again inside loop. So that means we are running n 2 times. So it will be n into n. Complexity will become n into n. So whenever examiner will ask what is the complexity of this problem, you have to say O n square. So you have to see, if for loop is running one time for the total number of size, it is n. And if it is running 2 times, it is n square. And if it is running 3 times, it will be n cube. We will learn more about complexity in detail. Just don't worry about it right now, because this is not the right time. This is a very advanced topic. Only just remember, for today's lesson, just remember the average. So will you be able to calculate the average if I give you the problem?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. So if you cannot write the program, just do this program again and again. After few days, I will take the test. Whatever I have shown you, let's say this one was compound interest. Then we did the quadratic formula, and third time we are doing the average of the numbers. So after few days, maybe after 10-15 programs, I will give you any one program and you have to solve that program. So go through this program again and again, as many times. So what, it's a simple program. We just took the numbers, we added it into the total, and then we took the average. So this is a 3-step procedure. Very simple if you do multiple times, if you practice multiple times. So just practice it multiple times. I'm putting that in the chat so that you can copy paste if you want. This is very simple program because we have only 3 steps. Take the number, loop it, and do the average. So it's a 3-step program. So most of the programs which we do in the initial phase is a 3 or 4 step, and later on we will go to multiple steps. So that's it for today for the JavaScript. Go and practice again and again so that we can learn it, by heart. Let's create a
Okay.
new file for the CSS. We will go with the CSS now. I will delete this part and I will put the snippet of HTML file. Okay. Now today we will be doing about some positions. So I will be showing you the positions. So let's create some div. I will say class A. This is text1. I will say div class B. This is text2. I will say div class C, and here I will say this is text3, and I will give some another class to it. Maybe I can say common. If I want to give two class, I can give two class by giving the space between the two class. So one is A class. Let's change this to my class 1, so it will be easy to understand. My class 1 and common. Second will be my class 2 and common. Third will be my class 3 and common. That means we are giving two classes to this div, two classes to this div, two classes to this div. And let's create some selectors. First selector will be common, because we have to give some properties to this common. So I will say dot common, and I will start with the curly bracket, end with the curly bracket. Second will be, I will give some properties to this my class 1. So I will start dot my class 1, curly bracket end. Third, I will say dot my class 2, curly bracket. That means I am giving class to each one. I will say my class 3, curly bracket. So I will be giving some classes. So let's say I will say font. Let's go to the CSS panel, or I'll give manually. I will say font size equal to, let's say, 14 pixels, and color I will say white. So each of this will be white color, and I will give here background color of, for example, green. Here I will give background color of, we have not done background, just I'm putting it, just don't worry, we have not done background. We will do background in few days. To show you, I'm giving just a background color so that you can understand easily. Blue. So now if I run this file, okay, I let me give some padding, 20 pixel. 20 is too much. Let's give 10. How much is this? 20. Why it's not going to 10? Okay, now it's proper. So what I have done, I have created 3 div, first div, second div, and third div. We are doing position. So you have to remember there are 4 types of position. How many types of position are there? 4 types of position. Let's write in the notes. We have 4 types of position. First type is called as static. Second type is called as relative. Third type is called as absolute. Fourth type is called as fixed. So there are 4 positions we have to remember, and we have to see all the 4 positions interact with each other. And this position lesson will go tomorrow, Monday also, and maybe Tuesday also, because it's a bigger topic and I won't be able to complete it in today's class. So let's try to see, whenever we create any HTML tag, any HTML element, it has a default position of static. So whenever we see this is a text, it is having default of static position. The text 2 static position, text 3 static position. So whenever we create any element, it has the position of static, and in the position of static, it starts with whatever element I have put. Let's say I have put this element, so we see this element here, and we put second element, and after this we see second element, and we have third element, so we see third element. So it goes in normal flow. It goes as a normal flow, whatever we have defined in the HTML. So it does not change the position. If I try to put, let's say, top, let's say if I try to put top 200 pixels, you will see nothing has happened. There is nothing change in the layout. So we cannot really change the top, left and right and bottom position if we have static position. So static position, generally whenever we use position, we have to remember top, left, bottom and right kind of parameters in the CSS. Since this is the static one, static does not apply to these 4 kind of selectors or 4 kind of properties. Static is the default one, which has nothing to do with the top, left, bottom, right kind of properties. So if you don't want to give anything, it's the default static. Generally, people don't study static because it has no meaning in CSS. We don't see any meaning in the static kind of position. It is the default one. Now let's try to make the relative. Let's try to change the position to relative. So I will inspect this element. Let me change the class 2 to position relative and see, you will see what changes are happening. I will say position relative. Okay, one second. Okay, let me open the console.log. This is my console.log. Here is the element. I have my class 2. I am giving the position of relative. So once I change the position to relative, you will see there is no change in the div. Is there any change?
No.
No. Now, if I give top of 10 pixels, so you will see the top has taken its effect. In the static, top was not doing anything. But when I change the position to relative and I put top of 10 pixels, you will see the div has moved 10 pixels down from its normal position. What was the normal position? Let's
Zero.
okay. Normal position was this one. Let me mark it so that you can see. Let me. Okay. This is the normal position of div 2. This is the normal position of div 1. This is the starting position of div 3. So we have these 3 starting positions of 3 div. Now if, can you see this marker?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So now if I put relative and if I put top 10 pixels, you will see that div 2 has moved from its normal position 10 pixel down. But div 3 is there only. Div 3 has not moved. Div 1 has not moved. Only div 2 has moved 10 pixels down. Whereas the div 3 is in the same position and div 1 is in the same position. They have not changed the position. Instead of 10 pixels, let's make it 200 pixels. So you will see div 3 is at its own position. Div 1 is in own position. Only 2 has changed its position to 200 pixel down. Since we are putting top means it will push the div to bottom. It will push down because it will calculate 200 pixels from here to here, and it will move the div down because I'm putting top. Instead of 200, let's do 20 pixels. That will move 20 pixels down. Let's try to do left 10 pixels. So it will move 10 pixels to the right. Instead of left, if I do right of 10 pixels, so you will see it has moved to the this left side. When we put right side, right in the CSS, it will move to the left actually because it is giving 10 pixel here on the right side. Can you see on the right side here?
Yes.
See the right side. Here it is moving 10 pixel to the actually to the left because it is giving 10 pixel on the right side. When it is giving 10 pixel on the right side, that means they will move to the left. But if I put left here, then it will move the div to the right side by giving the 10 pixel space on the left side. So this is how it works. If I put top, that means it will go down. If I put left, it will go right actually. So it's a little confusing kind of thing. Left means we are giving space on the left side. Right means we are giving space on the right side. Just this is the meaning. So you have seen in the static, top and right was having no meaning. But with the relative position, top and right got the meaning. They got the position for that div, and the div was changed based on whatever top and right I gave to the div. So relative, we will come back to relative again. Just you understand that whenever we give the relative thing, the first and third div remains in their own position. Only the space is created between this. First and third div are in their own position. They did not change the position, but div 2 changed his position by moving 200 pixels down because I give 200 pixels of top. Is relative clear whatever I told you now?
Yes.
Okay. Let's change this to absolute. As soon as I change it to absolute, you will see the div 3 has come up. Div 3 has come up, isn't it? Div 3 has come up, and the size of div 2 has reduced. It is taking only the limited space, whatever it has to take. Now, generally putting absolute value, and we remove the space which was there in the between. So generally, absolute value has no meaning if we don't put top and bottom in it. So let's put top of 5 pixels. Let's remove the right one. I don't want. Okay, right one is not selected. Top of 5 pixels. When I say top of 5 pixels, you see the div to move upward. You know, instead of moving 5 pixels downward, div to move 5 pixels upward. The reason is this position absolute means it will take the position from the window, from this top left corner, that is from the body. It will move it 5 pixels down. From this top line, it will move 5 pixels down. Because absolute means it will go to the parent. What is the parent of this? What is the parent of this? It will go to the top parent. Top parent is the body. And from body, it will calculate the 5 pixels. So it is saying top here, it is going here. Let's say if I say top 50. So how is 50 calculated? 50 is calculated from this top body. You are seeing this line?
Yeah.
From this line, 50 pixel is calculated. It is not calculating from this position where it was original. It is calculating the top from the top line, that is the body. It is not calculating from the position where it was here. So in short, if I want to define something, when we have relative position, the top or left or bottom or right was calculated from the position where div was present originally. So we saw the div was present here and it was moving bottom or top or right from this position. It was not calculating from this top level. It was calculating from where it was there in the original position. This is called relative position. But if I go to the absolute position, it is calculating top or left or bottom or right from the parent, and it's not the immediate parent, it is the top level parent, that is called the body. So now this is the absolute one, so it is calculated 50 pixels from here, not from this original position. Let's make it 10 pixels, so it is easy. So it is calculating 10 pixels from this top level. As soon as I change from absolute to relative, you will see 10 pixel is calculated from its original position. This is the original position. Do you see the difference between the two?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So right now today, just remember this only. We have to do lot more things in this position, and this position is very important in the CSS, and we will do many things in this position. It will take 2-3 days more to understand the position. So this is only the beginning. We have to do lot more in positions. So for now, I put it in the chat what we did. Just go through it, and next time we will do more about the position. Okay, okay, now let's move to our project thing which we have to do. Yesterday everybody created the GitHub account, GitHub repository.
Yes.
Kate,
I created a folder in my computer, but when I get a new site on Dreamweaver, it cannot show the README file because it says server and the project are not accessible.
okay, we will fix that. Gary,
I need to do it over the weekend.
you will do in weekend. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me go to the Kate's machine to see. So just accept the present role. Let me see what's happening.
Yeah, hold on one second. Yeah. Where?
So we will go into the Kate's machine and see what's happening.
Yeah. So then I have to change my computer.
Okay.
Can you send
Don't
me
worry,
the
don't worry.
link again?
Okay, don't worry. You take it again, and if you have problem, just we will do it again. So
Yeah.
what about Ramona? Have
I'm
you
also
created
going to have to
this?
do it over the weekend.
Okay. So maybe you can go through the video and do the same thing, because yesterday what I showed you.
Yes.
Okay. So I will move my project to the project 2017. Yesterday you saw I went to the site and I clicked new site, and in the new site I created my site name as a project 2017, and I chose the folder which I got it from the GitHub, that is the project 2017. Now we have to set up this remote info and testing server also for it to work properly. To set up the remote info, click the remote info, click the access to local network, and here you have to choose the folder inside your XAMPP which you installed yesterday. Inside this XAMPP, you have to go to htdocs. Inside the htdocs, you have to create a new folder. I will say project 2017, and inside this project 2017, I will select it. So first in the local info, I selected something somewhere different location. But when I go to remote info, I have to go into the XAMPP htdocs folder, and inside htdocs folder, I will choose the project 2017 folder. So note the difference. Here in the local info, you have to select some folder which is not in the XAMPP folder. This is just your document folder or any other folder, and create a new folder which was done by GitHub when you clone GitHub. But when you click remote info, you have to go to XAMPP, and inside the htdocs folder, you have to create a folder project 2017. So there is a difference. This is inside the htdocs XAMPP. But in the local info, it is something different folder. It should be in the document or desktop or anywhere, not in the XAMPP. But when in the local info, no XAMPP. In the remote info, you should have your document in the XAMPP, htdocs, and create that same folder. Do you got the difference?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Also click this one, automatically upload files to the server on safe. Just check this one. Don't worry about what is it mean, just do this one. And then I will go to the testing server. In the testing server, I will choose the PHP MySQL, and in the access, I will again choose the local network, and here I will see it is again pointing to project 2017 inside the htdocs folder, inside the XAMPP folder. And here in the URL prefix, you have to just mention project 2017, same folder which you mentioned here, you have to put it here and slash. So this is the difference between the three one. And if you get a problem here, just email me and I will help you on the weekends also. I will give you time. If you cannot set it up, just email me and I will ask you to come on join.me and I will help you to set it up in your computer.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so let's say okay. I will click OK and I will say done. So right now I have only one file, readme.md. This is created by the GitHub, so we don't have to worry about this file. Let it be there and we will not touch this file. Let it be there. Okay. Now this is our project. We have to build. Let's go and we have to build what we have to build. We have to build my life reminder, something like that, right? Life reminder. So let's go to the life reminder project and we'll start something to do in this project. So this is called my reminder project. Here we have to see user will come to the website, he will register and log into the page. So we will not think of whole project now. So this is so big project. Let's say this one is the big project. It is small project, but consider it is a big project. We will not think of whole project now. We will do part by part, step by step, so that it should be every step will be very easy for me. So what is the steps? I will be writing the steps which we will do. So first step is site setup. Wait, it will take time. First is the site setup which we did now, right? Before that even it was the GitHub. Create repository on GitHub. This one we did yesterday. Second step was use git clone to get the repository on our local folder, which we did yesterday. Then third step will be create a site in Dreamweaver, which we did yesterday also. Today also we did a few steps for creating the site. So this step is also done. Fourth step will be create a database and related tables. So remember that database I will create only one time. I will be doing hundreds of projects, but I will be putting all the database related tables in only one database. I will not create for my life reminder one database, for my religion another database, for my another project another database. I will create only one database now. I will not create multiple database for each project. You can create multiple database for each project, but for testing or for learning purpose, we will create only one database. So let's create the database. Let's go step by step. We are done with the three steps. Now we are on the fourth step. Let's create the database and we will create the related tables. I will be putting the steps here and we will do step by step things. So when you do at home, you have to follow the steps and you have to do the steps as we go ahead. So to create the database, I will go to my PHP MyAdmin. I will click the database. How to go to PHP MyAdmin? I click this admin from mysql admin and I got into the database. And here I will go to the database and here I will create my database. I will create a database called as 2017 and I will choose the collation to UTF-8 general. Just remember that UTF-8 general and create the database. There are so many collation are there. Don't worry about all. Just create UTF-8 general and click the create one. So we got this project 2017 and here we will create different tables. So what are the tables which we have to create? Let's go through our project requirements. User will come to the website, he will register and log into the website. So we need something for the user so that whenever new user come to our website, we should be able to register his name, we should be able to register his email. So let's go to here and we will create a table called as users. But since I will be creating only one database, so I will prefix my table with the project name. So the project name here is life reminder. So I will say LR, that is life reminder underscore users. Let's say my new project is my religion. Then what I will create MR underscore users. Let's say my new project is donation. So I will say DON underscore users. So for each project which we will build, I will be prefixing with some 2-letter or 3-letter word so that I know this is in which project and this is in which project. Because main database will be same for all my projects. So what I created LR users and I will put some column names. Let's put 20 here, then we can delete or add more. Once I click 20, I will get this kind of pattern. Ramona, we did this practice before also. So just watch it and you will understand it after, doing it multiple times.
Okay.
So whatever I'm doing, just try to see what I'm doing and we will be doing this many times. So you will, understand more when we do more.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So now this is the users. So what is the first column we need is the user ID. And it should be integer, put the 11 character here and put the AI equal to checkbox yes. If you don't know what is AI, for now just put AI check. You will know in future. Means I will explain you in for future lessons because I already explained this part and I don't want to waste time now on this. Just right now check this part AI equal to true. Second field which we will create is email because we have to register user with the email like many websites do. And here we have to choose the varchar and 150 character length. And in the null field, click the yes. Whatever I'm doing, just blindly do this. Those who don't understand, you will gradually I will explain slowly I will explain what exactly each means. Right now we are creating the fields which we will take from the user and put it in the database. What is the database? Database is the place where we collect all the data. Let's say we have 1 million users. We have to take the data of 1 million users and put it in our database. First is the email. What is the second field? Kate and Carrie. Just suggest.
First name.
Password. First is password. Then we'll go to the first name. Okay. Next will be first name. Let's say first name 25. No one has more than 25 character first name. Next is last name. And this is varchar. This is 25. Okay. What else? What else? Suggest something.
Gender.
I don't want date of birth, but I need gender because he wants to put the reminder, and I don't need date of birth, but gender I need because I want to see what females generally put and what males generally put. Yeah, but date of birth is not needed, but I will take the birth year to know what is the age. I want to know if user is coming on my website, how old he is. Maybe 80 years people generally prefer my website, or 20 year prefer my website. So that's the reason I want to take the birth year, but not the exact full date of birth. I will put 4 characters because no one has bigger than 4 character of birth year. So gender will be enum, and enum I can define if what are the fields, what are the values I can take. One value I can take is male, and second value I can take is female. So enum means either of these two value is valid. If user tries to put different value than this, it will fail. I won't be able to take any other value except male and female. Date of birth year is 1975 or something. What is?
Access control?
Since we are not going to make any admin panel for this website, I don't need access level. All will be user managed. He will manage itself own. There will be no admin panel where admin can see what user has put which message. So let user handle it himself. So no access level. Access level is required when we build some admin panel like Facebook, where user will put some comments and I want to see if the comments is right or they put bad words. So that in that case we need admin, and we will put access level there. Created date, right? This is the created date is required so that I know when user created on my website. And here we have to choose current timestamp, and we don't have to put null. Let it be without checkbox. What else? What more we have to take from the user?
Hobbies?
Pardon?
Hobbies?
No, hobbies is not needed. This is a reminder. Reminder means try to put minimum things. Hobbies I don't need. We see this is something user is registered on the website. Okay, I will help you one thing.
Maybe a description?
Description I don't need it. Let's
What
say
about the email address of the person you want to send the message to?
yeah, that one will be the reminder. That will be another table which we will create just now. We are creating the user's registration, and it will also keep the settings. So in the settings, we have to see whether he logged in. We have to see whether user logged in a month or not. So this is the kind of settings he has to put. So we have to know that whether user logged in within 1 month. Let's say we forcefully say if you don't log in the 1 month, that means if you don't log in within the 1 month, that means we consider you as a dead. So we should know on which date he logged in, right? Because let's say if he logged in 2 months back, how do I know he logged in 2 months back? So whenever he log in, we need something, the date on which he is logging in. So we need the login date. So let's put the login date. We are putting login date, right?
Yeah.
In the login date, I can take date also. I can take date and time also. I can take timestamp also. But there is one, since we need to do many calculations on the login date, we need to do calculations on the login date. So this is the date. Everybody agree this is the date?
Yes.
Login date?
Yes.
So I can take this date also. I can take date and time also. What time he logged in? This is the date time. Where is the date time? This is the date time. I can take timestamp. Timestamp is date time format only. I can take timestamp. It is same as date time. But there is one more funda in this MySQL and PHP which people generally use. That is called integer. So it's called big integer. I will put big integer. Where is the big integer? Big integer, and I will put 20 characters here. Now there is a method that every date and time. So whatever date and time I put, for example, I create a new file. I will show you. Let's say if I want to put date, this is my date. So if I open it in the Chrome, you will see the date. So this is kind of date, Saturday, June 2017. This time is my server time, whatever server time is there in my XMPP. So this is the server time. It is +20. So we are on the -801 Pacific time, but my server time is like this. So this is the date which we have. Now, if I want to ask you, how will you calculate 1 month before this date? It is very difficult to calculate this date and minus the 1 month and find the exact one. So for calculation purpose, developers has created a new kind of date that is called the time. This is not the current time. This is different kind of time. If I refresh this page, you will see a different kind of time is there. Now, what exactly this time means? Does anyone know what is the meaning of this time?
No.
No.
Okay, this time is number of seconds passed from 1st January 1970. 1st January 1970. So after 1st January 1970, this many seconds have passed. Okay, so this is the meaning of this timestamp. If I refresh it, you will see this will change. If I refresh it, it will change. So every second it is changing. It is changing from when it started. It started from the 1st January 1970. So this time is very important in calculating many things in the PHP. So whenever you do a lot of calculation, instead of putting date and time, try to use this simple integer. So then we will be doing calculation which is much easier. So now login date will be not a timestamp, not date, not date time. It will be big integer, which will be in this format. And using this format, I can know what time user login. I can convert this time into date and time format. I will show you. Let's say I copy it. Let's convert this time to date format. Now, first line is I am putting this time and I'm putting here. In the second line, I will see what is the current time. You will see the difference between these two. This is something we take few minutes back. We took few seconds back, we took this time, and current time will be changed to current one. So you will see the difference between the two. So here you see it is 7:11:36 and now it got 13. That means 2 minutes before we took our this time. If I refresh now, this will remain same because I'm putting it hard coding this value. So this integer can be converted into date format. I can know if you give me this integer, I can know what time you log in. So instead of putting direct date, we will use integer, which will be helping us in lot of more things in calculation, because we have to do lot more calculation to find out whether he logged in within 1 month or not, whether he logged in within 90 days or not. So we need to know the login date. So instead of putting login date, we will put as a big integer of 20, and we will be putting in the timestamp format, which is this one. Right. This is the format we will be using. Is this format clear?
Yes.
So just remember, we are using date only, but it is in integer format. It is not the real date format, but we can convert. We can convert date into time or time into date. Whenever I say time, that means this time, not the time 7:20 or 10:14, something like that. This time I am talking about. Okay. So we can convert this into date and we can convert date into this time. Both are convertible. And putting this gives us the advantage that we can calculate many things easily. Otherwise, if it is a date, to calculate if he has crossed the 1 month, I have to say minus 1 month, that is today is June, on May 18th. If he has logged in before May 18th, so putting this logic of May 18 and before that will be difficult in coding. To make it easy for you to work and for your program to work, this is more preferable to use this part. Is that okay?
Yes.
You will see that when we'll do how calculations are very easy when we use this one. Otherwise, it is possible to use date and time also and manipulate it, but it needs little more complexity in coding, which I don't want to jump it now. I want to make things little simpler, so I'm putting it login date to 20. So now this is the first phase. We are making it as phase 1. We will make simple life reminder, and then after we are done with the simple one, we can add more functionality on top of it. That will be the phase 2. So right now we are working on the phase 1. So we need, let's consider it very simple, that every month he has to log in one time, and if he don't log in, we will send him this email, are you alive or not. So we also need flag. Let's say user does not log in 1 month, right? So my cron will run every day and he will check who did not log in for 1 month. Let's say Kate did not log in for 1 month. Okay, let's put it here. Let's say Kate has logged in on our website on May 1st, for example, 2017. And after that, she did not log into my website. Or today is what, 23. Let's say she logged in 22. Consider simple. Now today is 23. So my cron will run for all users and it will check who has not logged in since 1 month. So what will cron find? Cron will find, oh, Kate has not logged in for 1 month. So send a mail to Kate. We will send email to Kate that we're alive. If yes, reply below. So if she will reply, okay. So once my cron will send the email to the Kate, if she don't log in again, next day my cron will again find, oh, Kate has not logged in to the website. So send the mail again. So cron will be sending again and again mail to the Kate, which is wrong. We don't want to send email daily to that person. We want to send only one email that you did not log in for 1 month. So please come and log in, or just we will send your message to your user. So based on this login date, my cron will find out that Kate has not logged into the website. But once the cron send the email to the Kate, we should also flag it here that email is sent to the Kate. So don't send this email again tomorrow. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Let's say Kate did not log in for 1 month. I send email to the Kate, but if I don't mark it that I send email to the Kate, my cron will again and again send email to the Kate. Hey, log in, please log in, please log in, please log in, please log in. Every hour, my cron will send email to the Kate. Come log in, come log in. So that will become very problematic. We don't want to send more than one email. So when we send email to the Kate, we should flag it here that email is sent to the Kate. So I can say email flag 1, for example. This is the first flag which we are creating, and it will be integer. Initially it will be 0, that email is not sent, but when we will send email to Kate, we will mark it as 1. This make it as 1, as defined as 0. As defined means initially it is 0, but when we send email to the Kate, we will change the value to 1. This is the size of integer, so it should be minimum 1, or you can put 11 also, or you can put 2 also, but it has only two value, 1 and 0, so it is better to put integer 1. Do you know the difference between this and this?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the character, how many characters we want to save in the database, and this is the default value which initially we will put in the database. That means email is not synced, but when he will exceed the 1 month, this will become 1. When we send email, this will become 1, and then we will know that we have sent email to the Kate, and don't send email again. You got this point?
Yes.
Okay, I will repeat in short. Every month Kate has to log in, but since Kate logged in on May 22, she did not log in again, so my cron will run and it will check who has not logged in, and it will find Kate has not logged in. So my cron will send email to the Kate. Once my cron will send email to the Kate, it will set email flag 1 equal to 1, which was 0. It will send to 1, so that now cron knows that we don't have to send mail again to Kate, because we have already sent email to the Kate. So don't need to send it again and again. Once we send the email to the Kate, that's it. Now Kate will receive the email, and she will click yes or no. If she's dead, sorry Kate, if you're dead, if you're dead, you will not click, you will not click yes. You will not take any action. But if you click yes, I want to know in my data that yes, Kate has clicked yes, she is alive again. Okay. So when you click yes, what will I do? I will change. On yes clicking, I will do nothing. On yes clicking, I will send you to my site. There you have to log in. If you don't log in, then I will think you are not alive. So once you will log in to my website, I will change the login date to the current date, and I will change email flag to 0 again. That means she is alive.
Mhm.
So what changes I will do once Kate will click yes. Once Kate will click yes, I will change the login date. Click yes, and she log in our site. She logs in our site. Once she logs in our site, I will change the login date to the current date when she click it, and I will also do this flag to 0, so that when again she don't come for 1 month, I can send email to her again. Is this part clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so if mail will go, we will set 1, and if she click yes that I am alive, then I will change the login date to current date, and I will say email flag to 0. But if she don't click it, okay, I want to check 72 hours when I send the email, right? I have to check. I have to wait for 3 days. I have to wait for 3 days for her to reply. How many days? 3 days. I have to wait for 3 days for her to reply. So if she don't come in 3 days, then I have to take next action, which I will tell you in few minutes. But so where I am tracking this 3 days? Is there I am tracking anywhere 3 days?
No.
Carrie?
Probably the date login.
Login date is 1 month back. She did not log in 1 month. And I send the email flag and it becomes true. Flag becomes true. But where is the date I am tracking when I send email? So after I send this email, I have to wait for 3 days for Kate to reply. So whether I am tracking that anything anywhere here?
Email flag date.
Yes. So we have to create that. So I will say email. It's not there, but we have to say email flag date, flag 1 date, because there may be other flag which I will be creating. It's flag 1 date, and this date will be big integer. Same way I will create a big integer of 20 because I will be putting in timestamp in the time, you know, the time this time. Okay, so I will be putting email flag date also. So when I send email to Kate, I will set email flag to 1, and I will also change email flag date equal to current time, and the time is same thing which I showed you here this time. Okay, so that I can track it. I can manipulate easily. You know, this is easy for manipulation. So I will also change email flag date to current time. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why we are putting this email date?
That's so that you wait a set amount of time
Yes.
before you.
Yes. So I should know. I will wait for 72 hours after this time. That means after I send email, I have to wait for 3 days. And if we don't click in 3 days, then I have to take other further steps. No. Now what will I do? I will wait for 3 days for her to reply. And if she replied it, we will go here. We know if she replied, then we will change the login date to current date, and we will change the email flag to 0. No need to change this one. Okay, no need to change. Let it be whatever it is. When she logs in, we don't care about this one. We will only care about these 2 fields. No, but after 3 days, I don't see Kate coming on my website. So my cron will be worried. He has not come for 3 days. So now he has to take action. My cron has to take action. What action cron will take? Cron will go to reminders. Cron will go to reminders, and cron will find all the reminders of Kate, and cron will check if all reminders are in active state, because reminder should be in active state. Let's say that user has made it inactive, and we don't care, because inactive we don't want to send. If check if all reminders are in active state. So if reminders are in active state, let's say I'm saying active true or false, like this we have active state. Cron will go to all reminders of that user, and cron will find all the reminders of Kate, and cron will check if all the reminders are in active state, and then cron will email all the reminders to related emails. So this is the email field. Cron will send reminder to the email field. Is this clear now? Till now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So now once cron sends all the email to all the reminders, we need to update the flag, another flag, so that once that flag is set to true or 1, again cron should not send email again and again to those people. So let's say Kate has created 2 reminders, one for Carrie, one for Ramona, and one for Manny. Let's say Kate has created 3 reminders. One for Manny, one for Carrie. So these are the reminders which Kate has created, and one for Ramona. So once my cron sends all the emails to this, and to this, then cron has to mark something in the user table so that next time when cron runs, cron should not send mail again and again. So we should have one more flag. Maybe I can say cron send, and here I will say an integer. Its value is 1. Default defined, that is default is 0. So initially it will not send. Initially it will not send that flag. So cron send will be 1 and it will be 0. But when cron will send all the reminders, it will change this cron send to 1. That means cron has sent to all the reminders to the respective users. So I want to mark it as 1 so that next time when cron run, cron should not send all these reminders again and again. So cron has to send the reminders only one time. So cron, are you getting me?
Yes.
Mhm.
Or it's going little high? Just tell me last thing. What did I say?
You said, are you kidding me?
Okay. Okay. So I will repeat this part again and then we'll close for today. We need to understand this project. So before we make, we need to understand the project so that when we make, we should have clear idea what we are doing. So once we have clear idea, we will be doing the things very fast. We will be building website very fast. So that's why I'm explaining you the project so that when we start building, we all are on the same page. So what will happen when cron finds that Kate has not logged in for 3 days, not logged in for 1 month, it will send the flag, email flag. It will send the email to Kate and she will not reply in 3 days. Then cron will send all the reminders of the Kate to respective users. Once cron has sent all the reminders, cron has to mark it somewhere that cron has sent email to these users. So I created a flag. Let's make it cron flag. So cron flag will change this to 1. That means cron has sent email or cron has sent reminders of all the Kate users. That means all the Kate's reminders are done. Or in other words, I can say all the reminders of Kate are sent with their respective email addresses. Is this clear?
Yes.
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 Okay. So we get to cron flag also. Let's see we need anything more. Okay. Right now I don't see any more thing which we need. So I will create. Let's make it. Let's make it MySM now. I can use InnoDB or MySM both. I'm thinking which one will be the most suitable. Okay, right now let it make it InnoDB. We will use MySM in some other project. So keep it InnoDB and click save. So once I click save, I can see all the fields are here. User ID, email, password, first name, last name, gender, first year, date, login date, email flag 1, email flag 1 date, cron flag. Let's quickly create this. Are you free? Can we create another table or tomorrow? I was
No,
thinking to create this table also.
I'm free.
Carrie?
I'm okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let's quickly create this one. Though I know it's too much time today, but it's okay. I am also free today. Yesterday I was having some office meeting, so I was, busy. So let's create this table for reminders. So one table we created, live reminder users. Let's create another table. I will click this database. I will click this database, and here I can create another table. So let's name this as LR reminders. Reminders. Okay. Let's put fees 20, but we will be only creating 4 or 5 fees. So whenever you create any table, first field should be ID. Initially we saw user ID. Here we will put reminder ID, and I will put 11 character, auto increment, and make it this primary. This will automatically become primary once I click auto increment. Now we have to create user ID, because whatever user we created here, they will create reminders here. So I should know which user has created the reminder. So the user ID is in this table, and I am taking that same user ID and putting it here, so that I know which user ID has created which reminder. So for example, I have the user Kate. He is having the user ID of 1. I have Carrie. She is having the user ID 2. I have Ramona. She has user ID of 3. I have Manny. He has user ID of 4. So whenever Kate will create reminder, let's say Kate is creating reminder of 1 reminder, 2 reminder. That is, whenever she creates reminder, it will create 1 record, 2 record, and maybe she created 3 records. When Carrie comes, she will create a reminder. It will be having start with 4 number. So it will be 4R, 5R. Let's say then Ramona comes. Let's say if Ramona comes, she created a reminder 6R, 7R, and she created 3 reminders, for example. Then Manny comes. He created 2 reminders, 9R, 10R. So how do I know 1R is related to Kate? So we should, in the reminder, we should put user ID also. That is 1. That is 1. That is 1. So that I know this reminder is created by user ID 1. This reminder is created by user ID 1. For Carrie, I will put user ID 2. User ID 2. For Ramona, I will put user ID 3. User ID 3. User ID 3. For many, I will put user ID 4. User ID 4. So when I want to see all the reminders of Kate, I will see who are the users, which are the reminders with user ID 1. So I will get this field. If I want to get all the reminders of the Ramona, I will say which are the reminders with user ID 3. So I will get all the reminders of the Ramona. So we need the user ID also, so that I should know this reminder is created by whom. So I will put user ID, and I will make it null initially, or I will not make it null. It is forceful. You have to put that number. So let it not make it null. It uncheck this one. Now what is the next field? Title. I need to put title. So let's put title. On the weekends, you just create those 2 tables. Title will be 255 characters, and it's a null. User can choose null. And then I have to put email, to whom you want to send the email. Here I will say email to, because in the users I created the email, there should be difference in the spelling. So I will say email to, and I will say varchar 150. Email should be 150 characters. Then we have message. Which message you want to give? Message will be text. It will be a big message, so you have to put text. And then will be the file. Let's say if you want to give any file link, so I will say file link. This will be also text. It can be big link also. And then we have to say the status. So user can change the status to 1 or 0. If we say 1, that means it is active. And if we say 0, that means it is not active. So initially I will make all reminders as 1. That means whenever the user creates the reminder, its status is 1, that is active. We need one more field, reminder created date. On which date we create the reminder. So it will be timestamp. And I will not choose the current timestamp. I will change the timestamp from PHP. So I don't want to choose the current timestamp. I will just make it null initially, and I will change the timestamp from PHP. and I will click save. I don't need more fields. Let's keep InnoDB now here. So I click the save. If I go to LR users, there is also a timestamp. There is also created date, which is timestamp. I choose the current timestamp, which is not correct because I will be sending the timestamp from my PHP. So let's remove this current timestamp and put none. So the timestamp for create date will be sent from the PHP side, not directly in the MySQL. Okay, so this timestamp will be sent by PHP. If I go to reminders also, this timestamp will be sent by PHP. So whenever user will create a reminder, I will send the time at which time the user created the reminder. Now this timestamp is in the date format. This is not the time which I show you here like this. Now why this one is in date format? Because I am not doing any manipulation on this. This is only for view purpose. I want to see only when, on which date user registered or on which date user created the reminder. So I didn't know, I don't want to manipulate this time. So I will not create integer like this one. I will put it in the simple date format like 2017 06 23 with time 12:14 p.m. something like that. So I will create this in the timestamp format. That means I don't want to manipulate on it. If I want to manipulate on it, I will create a big integer like this and I can manipulate on it. And this is the users. Here also I put timestamp, and because I don't want to manipulate on the created date, I want to manipulate on this date, I want to manipulate on this date. That's the reason I put big integer here. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
So in this project, we have only 2 tables and we are done with the tables. So from tomorrow, we will move further in the project and see what we can do in this project. So right now, whatever I did here, I'm putting in the chat so that you can read and understand in the weekend what will the project about.
Yeah.
So I put it in the chat. You copy it and put it in some notepad.
Okay.
Any questions?